3 crazy foods in Japan. First, this is a Japanese cheese omelet rice tower where a chef stacks fried rice, a wheel of soft white cheese, and a meat patty before flipping a yellow egg wrap on top. They cut the egg open so it rolls down like a blanket, finishing it with red sauce and white cream. Second, this is a green matcha cheesecake, where they mix bright green matcha liquid with cream and pour it into triangle molds to create a cheese shape topped with tiny mouse toys. Third, this is a giant sesame dumpling, where they use hot oil to fry a small piece of dough until it puffs up into a massive, hollow golden ball covered in seeds. 3 delicious crepes in Japan you need to try. First, this is a muscat crepe featuring a warm wrap filled with rich custard, fluffy cream, and topped with fresh grapes and a cute paw cookie. Next, this is a crispy chocolate crepe made with a dark chocolate wrap rolled tight, dipped in warm liquid chocolate, and finished with crunchy nut bits. Lastly, this is a banana crepe featuring a thin wrap layered with smooth melted chocolate, sweet banana slices, and heaps of whipped cream. 3 unique ice creams in Japan that you won't find anywhere else. First, in Hokkaido, you can get this adorable cloud ice cream. It is made by shaping rich, fluffy, soft serve into little floating clouds right on top of your cone, making it almost too cute to eat. Next, in Kyoto, you can try these stunning handcrafted ice creams styled after blooming hydrangea flowers. Using traditional sweet bean paste techniques, each delicate flower petal is carefully piped by hand to look like a real work of art, giving you a gorgeous edible bouquet. Lastly, this ice cream features fresh, ultra-thin strands of rich matcha chestnut paste pressed into a mountain over soft-serve ice cream, foods in Japan that don't exist in your country. First, these ultra-thin handmade summon noodles are crafted by taking dough, rolling and coiling them into a mixing bowl, and carefully threading and stretching them across wooden poles. The long strands are hung up to dry, repeatedly stretched and folded on frames, laid out flat on traditional tatami mats, and precisely cut with a knife. They are then bundled up and served in a refreshing bowl of cold water topped with seaweed, ready to be dipped into a savory sauce. Next, this delicious Japanese katsudon begins with a thick cut of fresh pork. Seasoned with salt, the meat is thoroughly dredged in flour, dipped completely into a vibrant beaten egg wash, and packed tightly into a bed of panko breadcrumbs. It is deep fried in hot oil until golden brown, sliced open to show the juicy center, and layered over a softly cooked skillet egg inside a rice bowl before being finished with a rich sauce drizzle. Lastly, this giant dome-shaved ice starts with a solid block of ice shaved into fluffy, snow-like flakes inside a glass bowl. The towering ice is placed on a scale, drizzled with creamy white syrup, layered with green matcha flavoring, and filled with sweet azuki red bean paste at its core. More ice is shaved over it to rebuild the sphere, which is then coated again in syrup and matcha, topped with a piped green matcha cream flour, and decorated with delicate chocolate leaves. By the way, what percentage is your phone battery? Drop it in the comments. 3 unique Japanese snacks that you won't find anywhere else. First, these colorful fish-shaped taiyaki start as vibrant blue and pink batter poured into fish-shaped molds. They are then stuffed with rich chocolate brownie pieces and chewy mochi balls before being baked to perfection, making every single bite a fun and delicious surprise. Next, these delightful sponge cakes are carefully piped into tray molds and baked into cute heart shapes using various flavors like chocolate and citrus. They look straight out of a fairy tale. Lastly, this drinkable matcha warabi mochi is a traditional Japanese treat that features a rich, gelatinous sheet of mochi that is dramatically pulled and stretched out. It is then generously coated and rolled in fresh matcha and soybean powder, resulting in an amazingly soft, velvety texture. 3 foods in Japan that are almost too pretty to eat. First, this giant rainbow crepe is made by spreading a massive, thin layer of batter on a hot pan, adding bright rows of colorful cream and fresh fruit slices, and rolling it up into a big, eye-catching treat. Next, this is Japan's giant shaved ice, made by packing a huge tower of soft, snow-like ice onto a small base and pouring bright, colorful fruit syrups all over it for an epic, gigantic treat. Lastly, these big, fluffy cheesecakes start with batter poured over raisins into round pans, baked until golden brown, stamped with a cute chef logo, and served super soft and jiggly. 3 giant ice creams in Japan that will melt your brain. First, this is a giant tower of ice cream and snacks piled so high that it takes an entire family to finish it. It is made by stacking scoop after scoop of chocolate, vanilla, and fruit inside a super tall glass, topped with whole cones, cakes, and a huge soft serve. Good luck getting through that mountain by yourself. Next, this is a massive rainbow ice cream that is totally impossible to eat in one bite unless your mouth is the size of a giant monster. It is made by swirling layer after layer of bright, colorful pastel flavors into a massive, towering cone. Finally, this is a massive swirl of cream that just keeps growing right before your eyes. It is made by pumping rich vanilla and chocolate soft serve straight into a deep waffle cone, twisting it higher and higher into a giant spiral. By the way, what percentage is your phone battery? Drop it in the comments.